Welcome back to BST, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on yet another episode. The NFL playoffs continue to be absolute cinema. It did not change today. We had kind of the two opposite spectrums of what cinema in the NFL and in football looks like. Super defensive battle down in Denver, snow, nearly perfect weather in Seattle, high scoring game. But either way, both ways, I like football in either way. I thought both games were really entertaining. We're here to talk about them. And then we'll talk about the Packers hiring Jonathan Gannon, any coaching stuff like that. But
So to confirm, when you play a backup quarterback in Denver, that's a defensive battle.
yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying
The argument could be he just couldn't score.
No, I'm saying if you look at the game, it was a defensive battle.
It was just low scoring.
It was a defensive battle. The defense has dominated the day.
Yeah, I guess.
Nobody could move the ball. And I will say that Snow had
the argument could be any defense against Stidham and the Broncos offense, they're not going to move the ball.
That's fair. But I'm just saying, like, if we look at the game, it was a defensive battle.
It is. You're right.
So
I got to just say, heartfelt sympathies to Denver Bronco fans. You're kind of robbed.
Well, let's just start there. Yeah, let's.
Yeah, you were okay. Yeah, perfect segue. You were robbed of a great effort and a Super Bowl berth because I mean, I think people underestimated Bo Nix most of the season. I think it was kind of, especially early, they didn't know what you had. Because I got to say, when they showed his stats pregame, when they were showing him up in the booth watching, was that the quietest 4,200 yards a quarterback threw.
Well, he had a pretty quietly good season.
Yeah, it feels like he wasn't hyped much at all. Maybe he was.
The problem is
Drake May overshadowed him.
Listen.
Yeah.
When you're in a good offense, and I think the Broncos are good offense, you're going to put up stats if you're just a competent quarterback. I think that's what Bo Nix is. I was talking to my buddies earlier. It's like there are very few game changers in this league because, I mean, once Stidham threw that touchdown pass, everybody's like, oh, Bo Nix, system quarterback. There are very few non-system quarterbacks. There are very few quarterbacks that if you transfer them to a new system where maybe they're more challenged with their weapons and whatnot, they're going to be the same guy.
Yeah.
That is so rare. Like Lamar, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Mahomes. Like, those are probably the only four guys. They all happen to be in the AFC. That's kind of a big reason why both these two teams are here. Because those guys aren't in the playoff for the most part. And I think that's why if you're Denver, losing your quarterback right here is so brutal because this felt like the year where, I mean, you just look at Josh Allen's career, like, it is so hard to get to this point and to get past this point to a Super Bowl. So when you have an opportunity like this where you can say what you want about Bo Nix, what he is as a player, where his limitations are, if Bo Nix plays this game, they're winning. Yeah. Because you saw on the other sideline, on the other team, Drake May, when the conditions got real bad, how many rushing yards he had? Like nearly 70? So Bo Nix would have been able to use his legs in those situations where Stidham just clearly could not.
And what is Denver's overall rank on defense? Are they second?
Well, I mean, they're
Seattle?
Top. They're top. I mean,
Seattle
10,
was
top
1.
5. So
top 10, top 5.
They're a top defense.
They're top defense, right? And I give the edge obviously to that defense at home as well.
100%.
I think had the home field swapped and they were in New England, second year quarterback in Drake May probably performs better at home.
Yeah.
He took care of the ball though today, and that is a tough defense.
Well, and we've seen the past 2 games he really hadn't, and he did a good job today holding onto the ball. I mean, he was sacked similarly like in the Texan game where they were getting pressure on him and he just held onto the ball better.
Well, you're Drake May right now. And so, you go into Denver, you do what Brady never did. First time that, New England has, won, a playoff game, certainly in Denver. Now you're looking at May, and what haven't you faced now? You faced a Charger defense that was decent, top middle, pretty good defense. You had the number 1 defense, depending on which week we're talking about, and the Texans come in, and you made it through them, and then you go into Denver and face another top defense, and you do enough.
And that's
right?
where the Patriot fans, the Patriot believers are pointing to. Like, so many people are like, oh, well, I mean, look at the run you just had. The easiest run in NFL history. You face a Chargers team missing both their tackles. You face a Texans offense that's incompetent. And you faced a backup quarterback in Jarrett Stidham. That's like the easiest run of all time.
Yeah.
But you look at the defensive they faced, those are like all like top 10, top 5 defenses.
Still had to score
on their way here. And I mean, it is so hard to go into like you said, Brady never did it. Go into Denver, and I even sent to my buddies last time you played a snow game in Denver, Patriots Broncos with a backup quarterback for the Broncos, Brock Osweiler, 2015.
Yeah, that's right.
You lost the game.
Yep.
You go into this one. Was it pretty? No. Has any of the games in the playoffs been pretty for the Patriots? No. But you've gotten it done. And if there was any year to get it done for the Patriots, it was this year where it's so wide open. And honestly, I feel like the playoffs have just shown like there's so much parity right now. You don't know who's going to win.
Oh, it is.
Tell.
It's the most even playing field out there. I mean, it just, you're right. I mean, you go into games and you think you have an idea of who's going to win, and it happened all year long. You know, team would go in and dominate, then lay an egg the next week.
Yeah.
Play another team the next week that you're like, oh, it's the Panthers or the Jets. And it's like, oh, we're struggling. I mean, that happened to Denver in overseas, right? Over in London. It's
happened
like
to Denver multiple times.
Happened to Denver a lot. It seemed like they looked kind of good, or they spent, I think the first 10 weeks, it felt like, man, is this Denver team just a fraud? Are they any good?
But I will say, and kind of a theme I've noticed, it's just like, none of it matters. None of it matters in the regular season if you're winning games.
Style points don't matter.
All of that it matters is in the moment and how we judge a team. Like that week, it's like, oh, who's going to win the Super Bowl that week? But then right now, it's like we were talking about the Colts like being the best team in the league in week 8. It doesn't matter anymore. So like Denver, who has been in these close games and been in all this situational football, like where they needed to have these plays in certain situations, they've had them all year. And in this game, like, I just thought Sean Payton was really, really bad as a coach situationally.
Yeah.
Like, before half.
Huge mistake.
Or in the first half, not taking that field goal.
Huge mistake.
And like I was saying earlier to you guys, like, I don't know if they knew what the forecast was going to be like, but if going into the game, you knew there was a chance of, like.
You live in Denver. You should know.
Also, and like. That heavy of snow doesn't just like sneak up on you. Like that's in the area. Like meteorologists are looking at that. Like, there's a chance of snow.
There's a reson they have the game day forecast.
Exactly.
Like, so there's no way they didn't know the weather was coming.
Yeah, if I'm Sean Payton, I'm looking at that. I'm like, I'm gonna take the points now because there's gonna be a point later in the game where we're not gonna be able to see the goalposts.
Your defense was cooking the Patriots. Your defense, I mean, Drake May had no time. He was getting pressured. He wasn't making any plays with his feet at that point.
No.
You drove it down with Stidham. It's 4th and 1, and I mean, you take the points, man.
Yeah.
Go up 10-0. Give them a 2-score cushion.
Give
your defense a 2-score cushion. You know, and it didn't immediately hurt them because they forced the Patriots to punt shortly after that. But then it's like the weather starts moving in, everything starts happening. And then pretty soon the horrible backwards fumble, the pass that he fumbles, and all of a sudden you're tie game instead of up 10-0. And so it's like, take the points. And then, okay, you didn't take the points, and why in the hell are you throwing with Jarrett Stidham on 4th and 1? Like, why are you doing that? I mean,
I will say, and that's where I just thought there's no win here. I'm like, dude, if you run the ball here, like you don't got a dynamic running back or really a dynamic running game. Like Patriots are they are stockpiled right in the middle. They're going to stop you here.
Yeah.
So I don't mind like the bootleg or whatever, or the rollout for the pass, but it's just not there. Patriots played that well. You take the points there. And then I thought at halftime, it's just like, look at all the blunders we had where like we could be up 13-0 in this game. Because up until that point, like you said before, Drake May was using his legs, like they could not move the ball. And to have that horrible blunder by Stidham with the fumble, whatever it was, like, I don't know what the call should be. I mean, it was a weird play.
I mean, where he lets it go, he's like at the 15 and the ball hits the 12.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a backwards pass.
He's trying to, and
that was my initial thought when I saw it.
But it's just like, just spike that in the ground or throw it away because he's literally
taking
pumping.
Intentional grounding.
He's pumping like as he's moving out, and then he panics, and it's like
sail it. Yeah, just throw it in the
all
stands.
you had to do was punt it. And dude, the Broncos punter all day was putting great punts out there.
Yep.
And I remember early on in the season, I'm watching the Raiders game, and this guy's awful. And I'm like, and I'm asking my buddy Jason, who's the Broncos fan, I'm like, who is this guy? Get him off the team.
Yeah.
Like, he's horrible. He was awesome in this game. He was making punts, coffin corners. They were mentioned on the broadcast. Like, if he just throws that ball away, New England's going into halftime with a 0 on the scoreboard because I just don't think they were going to be able to score.
Yeah.
And then if you just make your kicks, the special team shows up, you make your kicks, you don't go for on fourth, you make the kick there.
Yep.
It's 13-0 at halftime.
Yep.
And then you saw in the second half, that first drive, like, I don't know how many runs New England had, but they just were like, all right, Drake, you know what? It's not our day to pass the ball. We're just going to run it. And they found great success. And then when they did try to pass it, nothing's there. Drake used his legs, and he used his legs to win the game. I mean, that was the story of the game. They did what they needed to win, but if you're looking at it from the Broncos side, it's like, man, we had that. And if we just had better quarterback play, smarter quarterback play, more experienced quarterback play of Bo Nix, like, he's throwing that ball away there, or he's running for a first down here or there. They're picking up these plays. He's definitely not throwing that horrible interception at the end. You can, like, Bo Nix has thrown 12 picks this year, so he's not immune to interceptions, but, like, that was
a horrible throw.
That was a blatantly just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You don't
it
understand
didn't even come
what's
close.
going on.
And the wind was at your back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how he underthrew that.
Oh,
It just was like,
well, and that's what I thought going into the fourth. I'm like, Broncos got a chance here because they were down like 10-7 at that point, but I'm like, I don't think New England's gonna be able to move the ball.
Yeah, they had the wrong way. I mean,
the wind was going right at them, and that's just so tough. But I mean, probably the biggest play of the game was the tipped field goal because
it was going to go in.
Lutz was going to make that kick, and it almost went in even with the tip. But I don't know who that was. They were saying it was like a practice squad guy they just called up, got his hand on that. That's the play of the game. That's a tie game at that point. And with the Patriots going into the wind, I'm not sure they get down the field to score a touchdown. Obviously, Drake May gets the first down to ice it, but I mean that's with his legs, which was a great play call by Josh McDaniels there. But so far, you look at the Patriots, like they have been really, really bad offensively so far this playoff. They're gonna have to put together a performance in San Francisco if they want to beat the Seahawks to win a Super Bowl. But just congratulations to the Patriots, man. You're back. That was a really, really tough 7-year period or whatever the hell it was. I feel so bad for the fans. They had to go through that period. Oh,
and it does, and again, it sucks for Denver and the fan base. You feel a little bit robbed of the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
devastating.
You don't have a crystal ball to see, but it just feels like with Bo Nix mobility, his arm, the way he'd been playing, and the way that Denver defense handled the Patriot offense, I just feel like Denver wins that game. Denver wins that game if Bo Nix plays.
I thought Denver was the better team.
Yeah.
Just as a whole. And it's just like, I thought even they just had some drops, and it's like.
It came down to the turnovers. Yeah. It came down to not converting on 4th and 1 and not taking points, and it came down to the fumble.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it came down to.
I thought that QB sneak that Drake May had, I thought he was short. I was shocked that they called him.
There just wasn't. I mean, and that's just in the scrum though. You can't tell. You can't see where the ball is. Exactly.
I guess that's where the ruling on the field comes in so clear, or comes in so huge. But I just thought it wasn't even. I guess you just give him the first, and that's what you stick with. But I honestly thought he was short, and I thought that Denver should have probably gone a big stop there. It's just you look back at the game and it's like, man, we missed some opportunities. And like we were saying earlier, like this is the most wide open year ever. Like I don't think you're gonna
team could have made a run. Any team.
And looking forward, it's like, I mean, my buddy Jason was saying it's like, man, we might not get back here, and that's just rough because you just don't know. Obviously, Denver's going to have a much harder schedule next year. I looked at their schedule. It's like, holy crap, this is a schedule of doom and despair. Like, this is insane.
Who are they playing?
They got a bunch of... Look it up. It's bad. Like, they got a bunch of hard teams on their schedule. Like, this year, I think they had a relatively easy, light schedule. And, I mean, that's obviously why they went 14-3 and got the 1 seed.
All right, let's see. Oh, good Lord. I think I saw a few of them right before it loaded into the screen. All right. So I hate these other sites that just
go to the top.
Is it up here?
Go to the top. Zoom in on there.
Oh, zoom in on here. Okay. So home, they've got the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Rams, the Seahawks, the Jaguars. Oh my God.
That is rough.
Those are home games. Away, obviously Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders. Away, they're at the Patriots. Rematch.
Goodness.
At the Jets, at the Niners, at the Cardinals, at the Panthers, at the Steelers. Their toughest seem to be on their home schedule. So, wow.
That's good at least, tough. But like
that's going to be tough.
That's a really tough schedule. So there's no guarantee you're going to be back here.
Well, you just don't know. You don't know.
And also in your own division, it's like, how long is Mahomes going to be out of this thing?
Well,
and, like with Herbert having his tackles back and Mike McDaniel as coordinator, like that offense is going to be humming. So it's like there's no guarantee in this league. And it's just like when you get here, you got to capitalize. They just weren't able to because of their quarterback getting injured at the end of the day.
I know.
I don't want to blame it on that injury, but I think it's fairly obvious that's what has held him out. But
it's such a weird one.
I will say, like, that sets us up with a infinitely better Super Bowl. Because I think if it's Broncos Seahawks, like,
oh God,
Stidham might not make it home. He might die in the hospital in San Francisco.
Stidham and evaluating Stidham's play, first possession wasn't good. Then he hits the touchdown or hits the deep ball and he throws the touchdown, and you thought, okay, maybe he's gonna dill for this thing. Maybe he's gonna dill for it. And he didn't look. You got to give the guy a little bit of a break, right? He clearly didn't look comfortable, but this is his first start in 700 something games.
I don't think
or days, right? 700 something days. And you're having to knock the rust off in the AFC Championship game.
That's rough.
That's hard. So there shouldn't be any hate on Stidham. He did the best he could. He had 2 turnovers, which ultimately cost the team. But honestly, it felt like their chances were dashed last week, 5 minutes after that game when they announced that Bo Nix was out for the season.
Yeah.
And to Stidham's credit and to Sean Payton's, they made it interesting. They got a lead early.
They battled them.
They battled. They made it. They lost by 3. It's could have been a totally different outcome. But congrats to the Broncos for the season they had, and congrats to the Patriots for moving on.
Patriots first 9-0 team on the road ever.
Crazy.
Which is insane.
They're battle tested. They're not going to be an easy out for anyone, but
they kind of just play up and down to their opponent, really.
If you're struggling, they just mirror you. But then if you start scoring, they can kind of match it.
And it's just been a weird. I don't think you can really evaluate anything so far because if you look at the defense playing really well, you look at the matchups, they're not great. You look at the offense playing pretty poorly. You look at the matchups, those are tough matchups to go up against. So I don't really know what to judge the Patriots as. And if we're looking to the Super Bowl, we'll talk about that after we talk about the Rams Seahawks. But I don't know who's gonna win. It's kind of I think it's similar to this game where everybody's like, yeah, Patriots probably gonna win. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, congratulations to the Patriots, man. You're back, man. The dynasty's back.
No.
They're
just. The dynasty's not back yet. It's not a dynasty. I'm just saying,
this is like
they're just back in the Super Bowl.
Isn't it crazy though? Isn't it crazy though? Josh Allen had a 7-year window or whatever it was to win a Super Bowl without the Patriots.
Have you addressed the dumpster fire the Bills organization is?
I have.
Okay.
I talked about it last episode.
Okay.
I was talking about their Terry Bagula and his whole idiocracy or whatever. He's just an idiot.
Yeah. I'm starting to wonder if Josh will ever make it.
They've always been a bad organization. Josh Allen just saved them. They're the same Bills.
True.
They're the same Bills that lost 4 straight Super Bowls and had done nothing.
How can you imagine that? I watched that happen and couldn't believe it.
That'd be horrible.
So,
I couldn't even imagine.
It was repeated twice. It was it was Bills Cowboys twice, 2 times in that span, and it was ridiculous. The same. It was like watching the same damn game. Mm-hmm. Just Cowboys by a lot. Anyway.
Hopefully that's not what this Super Bowl's like.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's talk about this thriller.
Wow, yeah. It delivered. It delivered. It gave us everything I wanted to see.
Yep. Seahawks win 31-27.
My condolences to Devontae Adams for still not sniffing
0-5.
a Super Bowl.
0-5 at NFC Championships.
All I would say, Devontae, is, look, man, just come back to Green Bay and end your career. We're not going to probably make the Super Bowl, so it'll be status quo for you, but just come on back.
That would be nice. But yeah, let me start off by saying congratulations, Seahawks. Congratulations, Sam Darnold.
Yep.
I have been a Sam Darnold hater. I believe I have a take on this podcast saying Sam Darnold wouldn't do anything
and hating
this year.
the game, not the guy, because he's a good guy, right?
I never.
It's never personal attack,
and I was never hating on him. Really, I just always doubted that this would be a reality.
And to that point, he hadn't shown you anything. He hadn't shown anybody anything.
And
so
even last week, I was saying
it was justifiable.
In his playoff career, he hadn't done anything. Last week, even though they won big, I was like, this probably isn't on Sam Darnold. This game, let me look at the final stats. I mean, he was phenomenal. And, I didn't think he had any, crazy throws or anything, but he just did his job, didn't turn over the ball, which is a rarity against the Rams this year. He's had 6 picks in the other 2 games. In this game, nearly 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. It doesn't get much better than that. He made the throws he needed to make. JSN went off. He had numerous big catches on big downs. And like we were saying, situational football, Seattle just found the plays when they needed to.
And go ahead.
The Rams couldn't. They had the ball at the goal line, weren't able to get it, and Seattle just runs down the clock and they win.
And to me, it came down to 2 things, and it's no surprise. When the minute that we knew that Seattle had wrapped up home field advantage, they had the easiest road to the Super Bowl, playing at home in arguably the loudest arena, stadium in the league, right?
It's electric.
I mean, the 12s are insane. It's so hard to hear. It's so hard to go into Seattle and win, especially in the playoffs. It's very difficult to do. So the moment that they got that, I kind of had them in my mind in the Super Bowl. Got to win 2 home games to make it there. The question mark was going to be Sam Darnold. And he stepped up in this game. He played well. About as good as you can play.
Yeah.
Ultimately, though, to me, it came down to the home field advantage that the Seahawks have, and it came down to that Seahawks defense. Because honestly, in this game, even though it's a high-scoring game, and you'd sit there and go, "Hey, it didn't come down to defense," it came down to defense in this game.
Well, that stop on the
It absolutely came down to defense in this game, and it was the difference between the Seattle Seahawks having a much better defense and stopping the Rams offense on 4th and essentially goal late in the 4th quarter. Difference in the game right there. And the Rams defense just isn't as good could not come up with the critical stops when they needed it. How many 3rd and longs did Seattle convert in this game? The muff punt obviously was huge. Don't know what that would have changed in the game. It felt like at that point, Rams are up 3. Maybe they're able to go down and push it to 10. Who knows? Or maybe a field goal. Feels like that kind of changed the game a bit. But then there was the taunting penalty on what was his name? Woolen. That obviously got the Rams right back in it, but that wasn't as big of a swing as that muff punt was, because you'd stopped them. How many times did they force Seattle to punt? Maybe 3 or 4 times. It wasn't happening with the frequency that you needed to be able to win, because you just knew if you couldn't score on that, you needed to score on the Seattle defense when you could. And for whatever reason, and maybe, Mike Vrabel's going to probably watch a lot of film on what do the Rams do against Seattle, but man, McVay, they do. Yeah, that's where maybe Vrabel's going to discover, hey, wait, I don't have the MVP on my team. He's in LA. But they got to watch that film. Like if you're the Patriots, you got to watch that film. I mean, we'll talk about 100%. That in a minute. But anyway, not to get ahead, but if you're the Rams, you're walking away feeling like this one got away from you.
Yeah.
Because in that second half, they had the momentum on their side. They were marching on Seattle. And that's why Seattle's defense is so good. When they needed it, they stepped up. And I got to question Puka a little bit on a couple of those final plays.
Well,
The scheme obviously wasn't for him, but it just felt like, he wasn't really doing it. Yeah.
It's like, why is the scheme not going towards
why
Puka?
aren't you? Yeah. Or Adams. It didn't even seem like they were scheming for Adams. It's like you have your two best receivers. They can't double them both.
Yeah.
Right? Or someone's wide open. So why aren't you drawing something up, McVay? And it looked like they showed that. McVay screaming down the sideline there, looking like he was going to call timeout. I bet he wishes he did.
Mm-hmm. And I think if Stafford holds on to the ball a tick longer, I think he might have Puka breaking back across. But even the play before, like Puka's working across the middle, and he kind of just stops. And it's like, dude, if you break back, like Stafford's throwing to this side of the end zone, there's a huge hole there that I think he could be able to make a play. So and I feel like it just happened with the Rams this year. It's like you look back to the game in Seattle in week 16. It's like the Rams have the lead and they just can't get those first downs to drain the clock.
Yep.
And in this game, it was the same thing, and they couldn't get the play at the end. And it's just so draining. And I thought Stafford was so good today. And even though Sam Darnold was great, he got the win. I thought Stafford was just better. I thought Sam Darnold made the right throws to the right places, but I thought he had the open guys more often. I thought Stafford was making a lot of throws where it's just like, man, he threaded the
great anticipation.
Yeah. And like, man, there's not a lot of space there. And like Colby Parkinson, you have to catch that ball. He might score.
God. Yeah, that was huge.
I mean,
that was a huge drop.
Stafford threads it through the linebacker's hand.
He didn't even get it. I don't even think he touched it.
No, but it
was enough to distract him.
It
was enough to distract Parkinson.
And so, I mean, that's a huge one because he might score.
Could have been a much different outcome.
But then after, it's like you never see Stafford make a play with his legs. Nothing's open, and he sheds a Pro Bowler in Dexter Lawrence, who's been or not Dexter Lawrence, DeMarcus Lawrence, who has been awesome this year, and he just sheds.
He reverted back to his cowboy years,
and he just dives for the first down, like a play that we never see Stafford make.
No.
And he makes
That's when you kind of felt like, oh my God, they're going to score. This just felt like, okay, destiny is intervening. Even though, in all fairness, the way that the Rams hadn't been consistently stopping Seattle, they would have scored with, 4 minutes left and Seattle needing at least a field goal to tie. And so, who knows what happens in that situation. We may have been setting up for just like a game, or a career-defining, game-winning drive by Darnold or something, but yeah, no, that last drive was just some incredible drama.
And at times this game, it's like, I mean, the Rams made this defense look just like not good. Like like the Puka touchdown, just Woolen gets burned. Like Woolen on that drive, just a horrific drive. He drops the pick, he gets the penalty, then gets burned on the touchdown. And then you had the drive where they answer Seattle's score, and it's like they hit a big play to Parkinson or whoever the tight end was there, and then they hit Adams down the sideline, and they hit Adams for the touchdown. It was like 4 plays, and it was so easy.
It's crazy.
And we just really haven't seen that from Seattle's defense. So I thought the Rams found some spots in this game where they moved the ball well. I thought they ran the ball really well. I thought Stafford was protected really well for the most part.
Especially in the second half.
And they kept doing those delayed handoffs, using Seattle's pass rush to their advantage. Like Seattle would get way into the backfield. They delay handoff to whichever running back, Corum or Kyron.
Yeah.
And they get big yards. It's just that one play, man. You have to have a better call, something more easy.
Parkinson drop and then a better play call.
I thought McVay got out-schemed by who's the Seattle OC?
Kubiak.
Yeah, Kubiak. Like, in those big plays, like that Cup touchdown, that's a phenomenal play call. Like, Cup is wide open for the touchdown. JSN, wide open for the touchdown. Yeah. Like, I thought Kubiak gave Darnold easier throws in the red zone when they needed touchdowns.
Is Clint Kubiak, has he been interviewing for jobs, head coaching jobs? You think he's going to get one?
He might. He's been really good this year, but I don't know. I think...
I mean, will team wait? There's still, 4 of them that haven't been filled?
So you got Arizona.
Arizona hasn't.
Buffalo.
Oh yeah, Buffalo hasn't.
Arizona.
Dude, Clint Kubiak in Buffalo.
Arizona, Buffalo, and Cleveland, I think. Right?
Dude, Clint Kubiak in Buffalo.
I would like it.
That would be sweet.
I think that's probably, honestly, but I think
that would be awesome.
They're probably just going to fail again, get somebody
Who
bad.
knows? Yeah. Phillip Rivers?
Yeah. I think Buffalo fans might riot.
Phillip Rivers.
Like that's a joke. I love Phillip Rivers.
Is that oh no, nothing against Phillip Rivers, but is that just Buffalo twiddling their thumbs until Kubiak's available to which I think now he can go interview more, right?
Because there's a whole week off.
There's a whole week off. He can go interview. And I think sometimes they can say, hey, we're gonna make the offer.
Yeah,
you're gonna accept the offer, and you're gonna coach with the Super Bowl and whatever. But I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know what they're gonna do, but
yeah, no, it was a
crazy,
great game plan on offense for Seattle. They executed well. They took care of the ball, didn't turn it over.
Well, and honestly, if you told me the Rams scored 27 on this defense, I probably would have told you they won the game.
Yeah,
I really didn't think Seattle could score more than 27, just because I'm like, I don't know. I don't trust their offense totally. And the Rams have really been able to stop them for the most part.
Yeah.
Like they scored 30 plus in Seattle in week 16, but that took some kind of fluky stuff. It took a punt return touchdown. I'm like, I'm not sure they're gonna be able to do that, but credit to them. They proved me wrong.
Yeah.
They were able to score, and it turned like they just played a game they hadn't really played all year where it's like, man, this is a shootout. I mean, I guess the Tampa game really, but most of their games this year have been like defensive and a really efficient offense. And it's just been, and this game, it was kind of like you had to outscore the Rams, and they were able to.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a completely different game if the Rams get that touchdown at the end. But honestly, like you were saying, I'm not totally convinced that Sam Darnold doesn't lead a game-winning drive.
Yeah,
right there.
I mean,
they weren't able to stop him all day.
Yeah. It came down to it really did come down to defense, and Seattle had the better defense. And
100%.
Typically in these games, the team with the best defense moves on, and that's exactly what happened. And it's that wide open league this year. Nobody had Seattle and New England as preseason favorites to win the Super Bowl.
Those are probably two of the, like, if you bet a Patriots Seattle Super Bowl at the start of the year, like that would have been some long odds. Nobody had that.
You had teams, big injuries happen. I mean, Niners faced a lot of adversity with their injuries.
Yeah.
I think Seattle I think some would say they're the best team in the league. Maybe how I view them is they are the most consistent team in the league in all three phases. They are just the most consistent. They do well on defense, special teams, offense. They just limit the mistakes, and they've been the most conservative on fourth down, going for it on fourth down. I think that's won them some close games. They've taken points where, they've viewed points as a premium. Score some points, put it on the board. And sometimes, especially now in this day and age, the Dan Campbell era, everybody wants to go for it. All the analytics tell you to go for it. And sometimes Mike McDonald, how many times are we sitting at the end of games going like, man, if you'd have just kicked that field goal, Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Denver today. Like, if you kick the field goal, who knows what happens? But then again, we could be watching Jared Stidham in the Super Bowl, and we don't want that.
True.
So
probably a good thing.
But I think that Mike McDonald's been a conservative, consistent coach, taking points, punted where he needed to. You live for that next down. Situational football. I think that's what they've been the best at, is situational football. Would I sit here and say Seattle Seahawks are the best team in the NFL? I don't know that I'd say that. I'd say they're consistent, though.
What I would
the most
say
consistent team in the NFL
is I feel like an idiot for doubting this team all year, because it feels so obvious, and it feels like it was right in front of my face that this would be the result.
Well, and let's look at it this way too. Who knows what it could be? A very different playoff if they didn't have home field advantage, right?
Well, yeah,
very different playoff. And honestly, Rams don't let a return by Shaheed happen in week 16. I think that's when it was.
Mm-hmm.
Week 16. Rams are probably your one seed, and this is going on in SoFi. The outcome could easily be the same, but that would have meant Seattle had a wild card game. So then who knows? They've lost Charbonnet to injury. I don't know what that'll do for them going forward. It didn't seem to hurt them in this game, but I don't know. It's the fun part of the NFL, the parody of the NFL. You never know. This is how it played out in this scenario, but there could have been so many other realities that happened throughout the year if players don't go down, a ball doesn't hit a goal post or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ball bounces a different way. that's what's so fun about the NFL is that you just don't know year to year. People freak out. The season's over. Your team didn't make it. Blow the whole damn thing up. Hire a new coach. Draft better players. Sometimes it's like maybe if you just develop a culture and a nucleus of players that play well together, and all you need is another season to come around, and then you never know.
Well,
because shit like this happens.
That's what Seattle did. I mean,
yeah,
they were an underrated team coming into this year because nobody thought
Sam Darnold.
They've taken players that were not generally thought of as like DeMarcus Lawrence.
He was done. They thought he was over. Well, they thought his career was over.
The best he's ever played in his career.
Yeah,
and like
sometimes
he's become
it's just a
dominant player. So they've just their whole defense is just you look at their defense. Besides Witherspoon, who's probably the best corner in the league at this point. Like besides Witherspoon, you look at their defense. It's not like a bunch of superstars. I think Eamon Warry's probably a future superstar.
But he's a rookie, so you don't really know.
But other than that, it's a bunch of guys who are just playing really good, cohesive football, and that's what makes them
That's
great.
what you need. And it goes to show you never know because you might have a guy on your team that doesn't show up, that doesn't play well, and maybe he's just not a fit. Mm-hmm. And because how many like a DeMarcus Lawrence is a perfect example of that because I mean he's a talent, no doubt. He never really panned out in Dallas very well, right?
He played well, but
he played well, but
never led to anything.
It never led to anything, yeah. And this late in his career, because how old is he? 36?
He's got to be pretty old.
I mean, he's got to be up. Maybe I'm way wrong, but he's got to be pretty old. I mean, certainly for NFL years, right? Towards the end, and he's having like his best year. And yeah, I think that's the fun part of the NFL is that you just never know year to year. You never know when it's going to be your year. On the flip side of that, you never know when you're going to be back.
Yep.
And I mean, that's
for
part
the
of the other
Rams,
part.
I thought there was a possibility that Stafford would retire if they won the Super Bowl. I think he's obviously going to be back now.
Oh yeah.
You can't go out on this kind of a loss.
No.
And he's still playing great football. This is the best year of his career.
I'd feel a lot worse for Stafford had he not already got a ring.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
He did it. I mean, I feel bad for Devontae. I want him to win one. Wish it could have been in Green Bay. Obviously, that didn't happen. But I'd feel worse for them had he not made it. But man, they were close. And honestly, there's not a big gap between these two teams, realistically. So
every game was close.
Yeah, every game was close. So, and that's I think the story of the Seahawks is that they didn't really boat race anybody most of the year. I mean, the bad teams, but the good teams, some good teams get boat race. They didn't really do that. But
like you were saying earlier, it's like it doesn't even matter.
No, it really doesn't.
You look back and it's like, oh, great, we beat the whatever.
Whatever happened in the regular season doesn't mean shit.
Like we thought the Packers destroying Detroit in week 1 was like such a defining win. It doesn't even matter anymore. Like
we should have been saying it's just week 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Like Detroit didn't even make the playoffs. So, but
they'll be back. They'll be back.
It was funny because they showed the crowd at SoFi and it was packed full of Rams fans.
Yeah,
and it's like. Not one game this year has it been that big a percentage.
They can't even get
Rams
that.
fans.
Yeah, they can't get that in home games.
I'm like, there isn't even a game being played there, and they have the most Rams fans they've ever had in the stadium. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was.
But also, they showed that clip of Mike McDonald, his first speech to the team when he first got there in Seattle. Did you see that?
No.
And he was laying out the exact scenario. He's like, we're in the NFC Championship. We're at home. We're in front of these fans. The weather, it wasn't really that. The weather wasn't bad in this game, but that's what he was laying out to his team. And he's like, that team on the other side, they'll be prepared, but we're inevitable or whatever he said. And I just thought that was cool because I'm like, this guy is crazy good. And honestly, like if he wins the Super Bowl, and even regardless, I mean, he's probably a top 3 coach in the league. I really like what he's all. If he was an offensive coach, this guy would be talked about so much more. But since he's a defensive coach, people just don't really care. They're like, oh, you're a defensive coach. But like McVay gets talked about, Shanahan gets talked about. This guy's right up there. He took a team, and I'm not gonna act like some Seahawks fans. Like they were not that bad, but like to take this team this far and how good this defense is playing, like this is a special group, and like they are very, very deserving of being in this spot. Even if it's a crazy year where crazy stuff happens. Like they're just playing. I will battle back on the best team in the league thing because I truly believe like if you look at the league, I'm done with just like, oh well, they have Sam Darnold, so they can't be the best. Like at this point, with how Sam Darnold's playing, you can win with Sam Darnold. I'm done with that narrative. You can win with him. So they're the best team in the league, in my opinion. I think they have been all year, and we just kind of have been and literally all year. What has it been? It's like, oh, they're playing the best, but Sam Darnold, and it's like, well, now it's like, what can you say? I mean, they're playing the best, and Sam Darnold's playing like a top 10 quarterback in the league. So at this point, there's nothing you can say. They're the best team in the league, which sets up a good Super Bowl, in my opinion, because you have their MVP runner-up in Drake May versus probably the best team in the league. What was the line?
3.5.
3.5 for the Seahawks. At this point, I mean, if I'm a betting man, I'm probably betting Patriots just for the odds, but I don't really have a read on this right now because this game I feel like could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if either team won.
Well, and the thing is, Vrabel always has his guys.
They'll be ready.
Prepared, right? And talent-wise, I mean, Drake May, it's in his second year. I don't really know what we have in Drake May. I don't watch a lot of Patriots games, so I'm not sure. Obviously, we all saw the Sunday night game when they went into Buffalo, and you're like, whoa, hold on. The Patriots are winning. They won this game. Okay, maybe they're kind of like the Broncos a little bit. We're like, don't know what to believe in these guys. And honestly, a little bit like how I felt about the Seahawks. All I got to say is like, and you fought back on this because defenses win championships.
No.
Like they totally do.
No, they don't.
And the teams that are consistently winning Super Bowls, the common denominator with all of them, every single one of them, is a really good defense.
Not true. It's good it's both.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
And the example is the 2000 Ravens. They
Okay,
were dog shit. No, so that proves my point.
That was 26 years ago.
It doesn't matter. Every single team that has won the Super Bowl has had a good defense.
Not true.
Name one that had a bad defense that won the Super Bowl.
Let's think.
And I want the reasons that they're a bad defense. While you're thinking about that, I'll finish my point. So here you've got two teams that have two really good defenses. Seattle's, you probably have to give a little bit of the edge to Seattle, but you've got the Patriots have a solid D line. They have really good corners, really good linebacker play. I know, was it Spillane that went out today, or
yeah,
their middle linebacker? I don't know how badly hurt he was.
He is a zinger.
Is it just
If you're
Jaden.
watching, he is.
Do you call Jaden a friend of the program? I don't know.
I kept giving him crap today.
Zinger.
I was like, "Hey Doc, what's the update on Spillane Zinger?" And
Yeah,
he was
a stinger, right?
It was like
not
an
a hostess
injury.
cake, a
Yeah.
zinger.
It was
but
an ankle injury or something.
yeah, is that what the zinger yellows were? Little hostess things, right?
Yeah.
Zingers. Yeah,
I think so.
yeah. So anyway, you've got two good defenses that'll be going head to head. Offensively, I mean, the weapons. I mean, obviously JSN is the best receiver out of both squads. But you've got Booty, you've got Diggs, you've got the running back edge. I probably give to New England. It just comes down to who can run the ball better, and I just don't know if there's going to be a lot of running the ball in this game.
Yeah.
I don't know how effective the running game's going to be.
I don't think either of them are going to be amazingly good.
But who's that top corner for New England?
Gonzalez.
I mean, I think he's going to be matched up primarily on JSN, so it's going to come down to Cup. Probably, I mean, it's going to come down to JSN too, because he's going to get his targets. But I don't know. This game, I think it feels like the edge is Seattle, but they're both 14-3. So I don't know. I probably give the edge to Seattle in this game. But if you're Mike Vrabel, you're watching tons of film. You're calling Sean McVay. You're like, tell me how you scheme this, or you're tasking Josh McDaniels to call McVay. But honestly, is there a better offensive coordinator to go up against a defense and try to figure something out than Josh McDaniels?
Josh McDaniels.
He's a horrible head coach, but he's an awesome coordinator.
To go down as one of the best offensive coordinators.
He's got to be.
Time.
He's got to be up there.
He's consistently put together just like such a good offense with New England, and I get it. He's had really good players, really good quarterbacks. Like Brady and May is pretty damn good, but like,
yeah,
man, like this guy doesn't get enough respect. And honestly, if I'm like awarding like coordinator of the year, I might give it to Josh McDaniels because I mean he's put together a really good performance this year.
Yeah. So I mean, there's one thing that you cannot overlook, and this one kind of feels it's not the same thing, but it kind of feels like a similar matchup to the old St. Louis Rams. The what the heck was their what was their nickname?
Greatest Show on Turf.
Greatest Show on Turf. I said it earlier and it just escaped me. Yeah, when you had the Greatest Show on Turf going up against a lowly New England Patriot team with first-year starter Tom Brady. And going into that Super Bowl, I remember thinking like, oh, this thing is going to suck ass. Like, why am I even watching this game? This Greatest Show on Turf, and I'm not saying that the Seattle offense is anywhere close to this. They're not. They're not as good as the Greatest Show on Turf, okay? And that, I don't know, that New England Patriot defense shut down that offense. And who was on that New England Patriot defense? Mike Vrabel. Okay. Vrabel was in that game.
True. Yeah.
Okay. Vrabel knows a thing or two about how to attack an offense from a defensive perspective. And Josh McDaniels knows how to attack a defense from an offensive perspective, right? So I don't know. I think this is going to be a really good Super Bowl.
I think it's going to be great.
I don't think either one of those.
Besides a halftime show.
Oh, yeah. We don't care about that. But I think this one's going to come down to the fourth quarter. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Seattle's going to bow race.
No. And I mean, the athleticism and the arm strength. I mean, I feel like all the intangible edge goes to Drake May. I feel like he has the intangibles. Darnold has a great arm, no doubt.
He's pretty mobile,
and
too.
But there's going to be that question of which Darnold shows up for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Still, even though he played well today, it's just I think it's going to be a thing that follows Darnold for a while of which Sam Darnold shows up, and that's what it's going to come down to for me. And that can they get pressure on Darnold? If they can make Darnold uncomfortable, it'll be tough for Seattle. And on the same side, Seattle's going to make Drake May uncomfortable.
I agree.
But Drake May just has to take care of the ball. So that's why I have a tough time picking this one, really. I'm like, I could see both scenarios playing out, and we're dealing with a punt fest for half the game because they just cannot consistently move the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Should be good.
All right. I want to get back to the defense.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I found this website who did some pretty interesting research here. Yeah. This was made in 2023, so a little outdated, but this is what they say. So from 2017 to now, offense wins championships, all right? So this says, we are currently in an era where offense wins championships. All 6 of the last 6 Super Bowl champions, so this is up till 2023, had an offense ranked higher than the defense. And that gap between rankings has increased in each of the last 3 years. With the 2020 Buccaneers, offense was 5 rankings over the defense. The 2020 Rams, offense was 8 rankings over the defense. And the 2022 Chiefs, which were the number 1 offense and the 16th team on defense. The average offense is ranked almost 6 spots higher than the average defense for a Super Bowl winner. And 5 of the last 6 winners had a top 5 offense. 2017 Eagles, 2018 Patriots, 2019 Chiefs, 2020 Bucks, and 2022 Chiefs. The only team not in the top 5 were the 2021 Rams, but their offense was 7th and still ranked 8 spots ahead of their defense. So maybe in the past it has been, but I'm saying right now, and this is where I have said, most Super Bowl champions have a good defense, or at least like a average defense. But if you can't score points, you're not going to win games.
Okay, so let's. Are the Seahawks the 1 seed if this defense isn't the number 1 defense?
No.
Okay.
But if we're looking at the team, it's like they don't win this game if their offense can't score 31 points, and I still think they have a pretty good offense.
Where do they rank offensively?
Let me check. By what metric?
I don't know.
Let's see.
All of them, I guess.
All right, so they're third in points per game.
Okay.
And eighth in passing yards, 10th in rushing yards per game. It doesn't give me a total yards. 7th in touchdowns, 4th in yards per play.
Who was number one? Rams? Rams was the number one overall offense, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, third in points per game. All I'm going to say, it's not like this is no slouch of a team offensively.
Yeah, but defense still wins championships because I would guess that most of the defenses that the Super Bowl winner, that defense was probably a better rank than their opponent.
What are you talking about?
Like their defensive rank was probably higher than the opponent that they beat.
I think defense is a good complementary piece that takes a good team to a great team. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the quarterback, you don't have the offense, you're not winning the Super Bowl.
Not true.
That is
Trent
true.
Dilfer, Brad Johnson. Those guys were not the best quarterbacks.
We're in a different era. That 2000.
That can still work.
No.
What changed? They're softer like the NBA.
Look at the Texans. They are the 2000 Ravens.
It's because it has only changed that way because the rules changed to favor scoring.
Well, it's not my fault.
Yeah,
look at it. It's offense wins championships.
It
first
still
and
comes
foremost.
down.
First
the number one defense usually takes out the number one offense.
No,
usually does.
No, it didn't happen today. The number one defense kind of got exposed.
They still won. They took out
because the number 3 offense points per game scored points.
No,
am I wrong?
No, yeah, you're kind of. I don't know. You're kind of. I guess the correct one is it's both. You have to have balance. Both. But I still think that the main reason both of these teams are in the Super Bowl is because of their defense more so than their offense. More so their defense than their offense.
Not true.
For each of these teams.
Well, okay, maybe you could say that.
I said more so in this position because of their great defenses versus their offenses.
But I also think
they still had to score points.
I would argue the Patriots are in the Super Bowl because of their offense. For the most part throughout the year, their offense has been better than their defense.
They're in the Super Bowl because of their defense.
They're in the Super Bowl because of their schedule.
Because of the schedule that they played, yeah.
But I don't know. I will just always say you need the quarterback, you need the offense, you need to score points.
Oh, certainly. But
Patriots are the second best team in points per game. Seahawks are third.
Patriots are the second best team in points per game?
Yes.
Who was the number one team in points per game? Rams?
Goes Rams, Patriots, Seahawks.
Who's fourth?
Bills.
Who's fifth?
Lions.
Wow. Okay.
And all the way down at 16th was the Green Bay Packers.
In points per game?
Yikes, yep.
Good Lord.
I know. Pretty bad year. But yeah, some fun games. Super Bowl in 2 weeks. It's going to be a long wait, and then we got an even longer wait after that till week 1 of the NFL season. So cherish it. Enjoy it.
What are you going to cover when there isn't football?
I have no idea. NHL, NBA, I guess. Just NBA? A bad time.
Ugh.
The NBA gets good in the playoffs.
I guess.
But I don't know. It is just sad. It's like, man, it's already over. Feels like it was just week 1. Now we have 1 game left. We got to wait 2 weeks for it.
And so you feel like it's Seattle's Super Bowl?
Yes.
They're going to win.
They feel like a team of destiny. And I just feel like
that's what's funny is like they never felt like a team of destiny to me this whole year.
Well, because they had Sam Darnold. That's literally it. If they had any other quarterback.
All I'm saying is if Seattle didn't get home field advantage, they did not make the Super Bowl.
But they did.
I know. That's all I'm saying though. That's how important it is.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think that's reality.
It's important.
I think if Sam Darnold, honestly, if Sam Darnold and the Seahawks rolled into Soldier Field this playoff with this magical golden,
they're whooping the Bears.
The golden horseshoe, you think they whoop them?
Yeah.
Part of me wanted to see that Bears Seahawks
they would
game.
They would take advantage of the Bears turnovers.
With the Packers,
I'm not sure
Go ahead.
I think the Packers could have gone into Seattle, put up a fight.
I was gonna say, what would the Packers have scored more points than San Francisco?
Yes,
in Seattle,
they would have scored more than 6.
More than 6 points.
I'm not sure they win, but I think they score more than 6. That's my prediction. I don't.
So, are you predicting a dynasty in Seattle?
No, because I think dynasties. I don't think. I said this before the season, and I'll probably be wrong again. I said you couldn't make a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. I'm still not 100% sure you can win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. I will chop my balls off if you can you can make a dynasty with Sam Darnold. So that's where I will.
I guess you're gonna need to define what a dynasty is.
What the Chiefs did.
Okay.
You need 3. Three
is a dynasty.
3 is a dynasty. 3 is a modern dynasty in my opinion now.
I hope we're done with that. I feel like we've seen the last of that. I don't know that Mahomes makes it back to a Super Bowl.
I think he can make it back, but that's just an extension of the dynasty.
Yeah.
Now. I'm not sure we see a new one. I don't see a team that's like right now, it's like they're going to be good for a few years and like they could make multiple Super Bowls. And it's like maybe the Patriots, but even then, it's just tough. I mean, doing what the Chiefs and the Patriots have done, like only one team can do that. And I mean, the Chiefs, part of me still just wonders how they even won those Super Bowls.
So if I named do the Cowboys make a Super Bowl in the next 3 years?
No. It depends.
Do the Bears make a Super Bowl in the next 3 years?
I really hope not. I don't think so, though. I think
do the Packers make the Super Bowl in the next 3 years?
Packers don't make a Super Bowl in my lifetime. I'm calling that right now. I will die without a Super Bowl.
Wow. That's a long time. You're just being pessimistic.
Prediction.
You're just being pessimistic.
I just genuinely don't see it in our future. I just think we're always going to fall short. That's all I know. That's all I've seen. So what do I have to see?
We forgot Jonathan Gannon.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon of the Packers. I don't know how to feel about it.
Well,
it's kind of an interesting hire. Kind of feels like
I'll tell you this. I sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I watched I think it was a Paul Farrington show, and they said, well, given the recent fourth quarter collapses, they got a good candidate to help fit that mold.
That was horrible. And it adds insult to injury when all I'm looking on Instagram all day is that dumbass speech that he had, where he's like,
"Did you take the bus today?
Raise your hands. Who drove here today?" It's like, what do you?
Who took the bus? Did it light a fire?
What? Like, what? What do you? So that's all I'm seeing all day. I don't like that.
Can you blame the guy? He comes from Sirianni.
I guess.
Who his opening presser was probably worse, but
it's just like, what do you? So is he a weird guy? Yeah. I hope he can just call defense. The last time he called plays, he was really good in Philly. They also had a really good defense.
Well, and I know a lot of the comments were, last or lower ranked defense in his tenure in Arizona, but he was not the play caller. And there was a definite personnel difference.
They had no players.
You had Budda Baker. It was probably your best player. And you had Campbell. You had Calais Campbell, who's 39 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't really have a whole lot to work with.
No.
And honestly, first 8 weeks of the season, they were right there with a lot of teams. I mean, they were playing well early, but there were some collapses. I think he's the ultimate example of good coordinator, bad head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate I don't hate the hire. I think it's good that they have someone that's had head coaching experience at least. Maybe that'll help LaFleur in some of those pressure situations. I still think he needs to hire some additional staff that can kind of help take some of that pressure off. I think you got to have LaFleur calling plays, but LaFleur's got to get better at game management, clock management, those types of things, situational awareness sometimes. But how about we get some freaking veteran players so that we're not the youngest team in the league every year?
Well, I think I saw this opinion come up, and it's like maybe there's a disagreement between Goody and LaFleur, where Goody always wants to have the youngest roster because that's just how he operates as a GM.
Yeah.
And LaFleur's like, if you give me some veteran players, I can make a pretty good team.
Yeah.
But it's just like, there's that disconnect there. And
Yeah,
maybe that's why
true.
we have like development problems, stuff like that.
That could be true.
So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I guess we'll see. I do like that he's not really like sticking to one scheme kind of guy. He's been all over the place.
You talking Gannon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna. I felt like I don't know. I felt like with Halfley sometimes he was like overly confident.
We're a 4-3, right?
And he was overly confident in some of our players where it's like, oh yeah, Quay Walker, he's the best linebacker in the league or whatever he said, and I'm like, no, and it's like, oh yeah, well. I think our corners, and obviously you want your DC to be confident in your players, and who knows if that's just for the pressers to say that. But like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes we were just like not multiple enough, not trying different things. It just felt like it was the same stuff over and over, and we just got burned sometimes. So, and honestly, I think as a whole, Halfley wasn't that great this year. That might be a hot take in Packerland.
Yeah.
But honestly, I was not like overly impressed by Jeff Halfley this past year as a play caller. And
I haven't been impressed. I have not been impressed with a defensive coordinator in Green Bay in a long time.
I will say the first
I don't even know.
The first 2 weeks of Green Bay defense this year, I thought we were the best in the league for a second.
Well, they were riding pretty high from the Micah trade, and so I just think you're going to see a much more focused Micah Parsons just with this rehab coming back, and Tucker Kraft. The Packers have they have pieces, and they're going to be a good offense. They're going to be a decent defense. They're going to be competitive as always. They are year after year. It's just going to come down to looking at each year what has been the problem, special teams, and then situational awareness, those types of decisions. So we just got to improve. And you know what? Maybe the hiring of Jonathan Gannon is the first step into maybe something better.
And so what I will say about Gannon, I don't know if he gets another chance as head coach. He probably does, but like if you do hit on this hire, he is a good DC. Could we see a situation where he doesn't leave and he just stays a DC? I don't know. He might gets another. I mean, I've heard from people like insiders, and they're like, everybody hates Arizona. Like the ownership group sucks. Like the facilities, everything.
I think it's not garbage. A well-run organization.
Yeah. So like, I think plenty of people would look past the Arizona stint and just see what he did if he has a good tenure in Green Bay.
Yeah, he'll probably draw interest, I'm sure.
But I would love it if we just got like a career defensive coordinator like Spagnuolo, like Vic Fangio.
What about Raheem Morris? Where's he go?
I don't know. Honestly.
Is he? I mean, he hasn't been interviewing.
San Francisco.
I haven't heard he's been interviewing for anything. But who was the other guy that could go to San Fran though? There was another guy that was recently part of a coaching shakeup that was also out there, which was like could have been Raheem reuniting because after Saul left, Raheem could go there. Or I forget. There was another guy. I swear there was another name out there
can't think of it
that could go there. But honestly, what I do like about this is that the only one I knew before or knew of before the Packers hired him was probably Mike Pettin, only because he coached some of like the 2 worst years in Cleveland. And I was like, who the hell is this coach? And then they hire him as a defensive coordinator. I'm thinking like, okay.
Oh, great.
But I mean, Jonathan Gannon, I didn't think it seemed like, I know the record didn't show it, but it seemed like he did some good things in Arizona. Like the team had like some good streaks, but he was dealt a stacked deck with Kyler Murray and then Jacoby Brissett for most of the time.
It's not exciting.
It's just not, and so it's just not the big sexy hire. But what was Jim Leonard?
Well,
he's never been one though. But he's never been a D coordinator in the pros.
I mean, it's also because he coached at Wisconsin. So
I mean, they just wanted the hometown favorite, and so honestly, whatever. I'm fine with it. Let's just roll and see what he has, and we'll fire his ass in 2 years if he sucks.
And let's talk about Mike McCarthy.
Oh, yes.
Steelers fans are not very happy because it felt like it's kind of just a lateral move. You're not taking a swing. It's like, oh, you just went 8-9 or 9-8.
You hired an enemy. He beat you in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, and he orders Uber Eats on the sideline during play calls with that menu that he's holding. Yep. And so I don't know. It's a very different turn for the Steel Curtain. They're typically hiring a defensive-minded coach.
Well, it's just like,
and here's an offensive-minded coach. And was this a ploy to get Aaron Rodgers to play another year?
I think it was absolute
at age 43.
Well, that's what Rodgers said. He said, "I'll come back if you hire Mike McCarthy."
Wow.
And it's like,
this dude.
I like it for him.
Well,
but
the fact is, it's. They said it's a win now move. How the hell is it a win now move?
It's you literally.
What's wrong with the rebuild? What's wrong with that? Nothing.
You can still rebuild. I don't know. It's just like,
if you're gonna rebuild, isn't it the perfect time to rebuild when you lose your 19-year tenured coach?
I mean, and I just feel like you went from a 9-8 team with Mike Tomlin, and you're just gonna be another 9-8 team with Mike McCarthy. It's like it's just a uninspiring lateral move at coach. Like, I think Mike McCarthy is done being a great coach. He's just another good coach. Like, he's good. He's fine.
And if you're McCarthy, shoot, man, pay me, $12 million for 5 years to go home.
Probably his dream job, too.
I mean, he's a native Pittsburgh guy. Yeah. I mean, he's come home.
And if he gets Rodgers for one more year.
Well, and he's the first guy in NFL history to coach 3 of the most storied franchises: the Cowboys, the Steelers, and the Packers. So I mean, he's the first one to do that. But yeah, I don't know how great a move. I have one buddy that's a Steeler fan. He's definitely, it's not a sexy hire either. It's like, what do we do here?
I'm just not a fan of it.
I think McCarthy I think he instills a pretty decent culture, which is what Mike Tomlin did, but you've seen it in the past 5 years at least, where there's been fractures in that culture in the Steelers organization.
Yeah,
there'd been some fractures that I think Tomlin has held together, for the organization. But yeah, for a while, I don't know. This is, I think, good from that culture perspective, but hiring a offensive coach is just not something that the Steelers have done.
Well, I feel like Brian Flores is out there, man. Go get Brian Flores. Bring in Brian Flores. It's like, that feels like a Pittsburgh move. I don't know. If I'm a Steelers fan, I'm just like, really?
How did nobody hire him?
Well, he has the whole lawsuit with the league.
Is that still going? I thought that didn't that get discharged?
I don't know the exact situation. He was also just I don't know. He's not
a polarizing guy.
Yeah, and last time he was the head coach, he didn't handle that situation terribly well with his quarterback.
That's
but I mean, I was saying this on the podcast a few days ago. Was he wrong? Was he wrong about Tua?
No,
he wasn't. He was completely correct. Tua sucks. So,
but Mike McDaniel made him somewhat good.
Yeah, and so I mean, I don't know. I would have just went after Flores, in my opinion.
I agree.
But if I'm Buffalo, Flores. Go get Flores now.
Go get Flores.
Do it. If you get Flores, I was saying this, I'm not so sure Josh Allen was on board to just fire Sean McDermott, at all. I think there was a genuine situation where he wanted him back, and they just fired him. So I think that could get a little bit interesting.
Well, didn't Flores re-sign, though, with
he re-signed if he does. He's still interviewing.
Oh, he's still interviewing.
So he could still go to Cleveland, Arizona, or Buffalo.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if he doesn't, he has an extension on the table.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's the same thing with Mike McDaniel, because Mike McDaniel interviewed for the Buffalo job. If he leaves, he could leave LA, go to Buffalo. But if not, he's signing in LA.
He did sign as coordinator for the Chargers. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, it's still on the table that those two could get coaching opportunities, but not for sure. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Should be interesting to see how the positions get filled out. They'll both probably get filled out. All 3 of them will get filled out within this next week. And then we got the Super Bowl. We'll see. Hopefully, there's some good commercials. Hopefully, the halftime show is good. Hopefully, the game is good. Good snacks, good food, good whatever. Hopefully, you guys have good parties. We'll definitely make a predictions episode. We'll definitely make an episode after the Super Bowl. But yeah, enjoy the last game in 2 weeks. Should be a good one. 2 weeks from today. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Check out Instagram, Twitter, or X, and TikTok. All those things help out a ton. Stay safe. Have a great night, and we'll see you in the next one.
Take care.